Hi and welcome back to Build Fun Things. Today we're going to solve Advent of Code 2015's puzzle 4. So the puzzle is the ideal stocking stuffer. Alright. Santa needs help mining some Advent coins, very similar to Bitcoins, to use as gifts for all the economically forward-thinking little girls and boys. To do this, he needs to find MD5 hashes, which, in hexadecimal, start with at least 5 zeros. The input to the MD5 hash is some secret key, your puzzle input, given below, followed by a number in decimal. To mine Advent coins, you must find Santa the lowest positive number, no leading zeros, 1, 2, 3, that produces such a hash. Alright. There's some sample input which gives us the key of A, B, C, D, E, F with the answer of 609043 because the MD5 then starts with 5 zeros. 0, 0, 0, 1, D, B, B. Okay. And another one with another value. And of course our puzzle input. Let's put it into our input file. There we go. That's our secret key. I've added the sample values to our test case. So the puzzle is quite straightforward. Generate an MD5 hash which starts with zeros. Generating MD5 hashes with Java is quite easy. First we need to take a message digest from the Java security package, and we'll just get the instance for MD5 so we can generate MD5 hashes. We'll need a counter, we'll call it I. And as long as we don't have a MD5 hash that matches our criteria, we'll just loop. We'll create our input string, which is our secret key, and then the number attached to it. And with each iteration, it will create a new string, so our secret key with 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then we'll feed that new string into the message digest, and then just retrieve the digest, which will be the MD5 hash in a byte array. The challenge calls for comparing the first 5 characters of the hexadecimal output of the MD5 digest to see if there's zeros. Every byte in the MD5 array will generate 2 hexadecimal characters. So the first 0, it's not actually 0, but it's 00 in hexadecimal. And second byte will also be 0 to get 00 in output. And the third byte has to have a value that is lower than 16 in order to get a 0 followed by either a 0 or a number or a character to represent the value in hexadecimal. If we mask the digest value at the second index with 0xFF, we will transform the possibly negative byte value. It can be anywhere between negative 128 to positive 127 due to its 2's complement integer value. We will only be left with a value between 0 and 255 instead of that negative value. Then we can compare it to the hex value of 10, which is 15, because that's the point at which the hexadecimal value will jump from 0 to a 1. The only thing left to do is to actually increment I, so that on the next loop it will be a higher number. And now we can just run the test case. The test case for our test sample input 1 succeeded. So let's take the output of the test real input and see if it... Yes, it was correct. Part 2. Now find one that starts with 6 zeros. That's easy. That means that the first 3 bytes of the MD5 digest are 0. So instead of doing our masking, we can just make it a 0. The test case will run a little bit longer, but then it also gives a much larger number as an answer. Let's check if it's right. Yes, we solved it. On to puzzle 5.